Welcome to the Church of Jesus Christ. With apologies in advance, I'm going to say a phrase, which is a French phrase, and I don't think I have the ability to try this without trying to do a French accent. I've tried to say this without one, and it just doesn't come out. I just sad. It's just sad. So I'm going to try a phrase. If you speak French or have taken courses, there will be no open mockery later. I'm just going to make an attempt and ask you what what you think this phrase means or what comes to mind. Répondez, s'il vous plaît. I'll give you a hint. It's also an acronym. This is the French way of saying RSVP. Well, this is my interpretation of the French way to say RSVP. I'm probably not even close. I'm so thankful there's no, we have Scotland, but we don't have France on our call, and I'm so thankful for that this morning. But in English, how we've interpreted that phrase is respond if you please. But it's actually a little more forceful than that as a request. We know this, RSVP can be a noun. Get a RSVP card in the mail. You might even get it by email in today's world. But it's also a verb. Please RSVP. So again, in our world, it's respond if you please, meaning you have the option, but we're hoping you'll respond. Because there's a bit of desperation in the request in that people use the RSVPs to get a head count for usually formal kind of affairs, weddings, if you will, and other types of formal affairs that invited guests come to. So you have the choice of accepting. There are certain RSVPs that are mailed out that state, I think they say regrets only. And so what they're assuming is everyone's coming. And so we start with a number of 200, and when the regrets come in, we'll start marking off, and we'll get that number down to a more manageable, accurate number, maybe 150. But there are two options. One just looking for an acceptance, the other looking for regrets. Our theme today is accept or regret. I want to tell you a little experience I had. This is not to endorse my words, but instead to endorse what I believe God has intended for us. And I pray that I am wise enough to touch on what God intends. Last week, I told you the phenomenal experience I had in desperation when I was praying on Saturday night in advance of the service. And a commercial that I had never seen in my life came on and broke a very peaceful moment with this high energy commercial repeating over and over and over and over the theme, level up. And it was extraordinary. No less extraordinary what happened to me this morning. I had little intention if we were able to go to the gathering to speak this morning. I was going to video and capture the meeting for all of you on Zoom. So when the situation came up, I knew I would be doing a meeting from home, doing from online only, and I went back to what I felt the Lord was guiding me to this week, and I kept pushing it away, thinking, I'm not speaking. I don't know why I'm getting this prompting. So after I communicated with the brothers up in Cincy and Columbus, I went back to begin to pray about this theme, just kind of praying over accept or regret. And I got a text, this beautiful text from a brother, one of our own. I don't feel I'm at liberty to share with you, but this beautifully encouraging text to tell me that he's praying for the message this morning, and he was giving me the go with it. I put my hands on my desk, and I was so emotional. I was so caught up because it was so unexpected and yet so desperately needed. Our theme today is accept or regret. 47 years ago and 1 week, I hand delivered an RSVP. I sent it in person, which felt like it was safer, but when you think about it, and when I explain to you what that RSVP is, it's probably much more dangerous than sending a card. On the steps of the Aliquippa branch, I asked Candace Joy Ross to be my wife. Now, had she responded with regrets, I think I would have been the one filled with regret much more than she would have been. So it was certainly a risk. But this is not how RSVPs work. Rejections are sent almost safely through a card rather than to hear that face to face. As it turned out, I got an accept, and there are no regrets in me. Our theme today: accept or regret. I cannot think of any other means in actuality that an RSVP is done but by mail. And the expectation is we return that answer to them, that we're coming or we're not. Just recently, Candace and I received an invitation to a wedding that we were unable to attend, and we sent our regrets. The key is to understand that an invitation, the reason they're asking for answers is an invitation is sent because there is no automatic acceptance. It is not automatically activated that you're coming to whatever the function is, and they can't utilize anything until you send that back. It is the requirement involved is our response. Either accept or regret. I'm only reading one verse today. It's not a new verse. I'm always taken aback when I remember where this verse comes from. I would have it in the middle of the Sermon on the Mount in my mind. I would have it on the steps of the temple where Jesus was giving some talk. I would have it where he had a group of his own and he was counseling with them. But we find it in actuality in Revelation 3:20. And we just recently, probably 3 months back, had this chapter as our Tuesday night chapter. And I was reminded, oh, that's where this gem is. I'm going to read this to you, and then I'm going to break it down so that we understand the RSVP that's being sent to us in this verse. Jesus the Christ says this, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in unto him, or I will come in to him, and will sup with him, and he with me. Behold, I stand." We can infer from this, I think, with great comfort, with great assurity, with great confidence, that this speaks to not someone who's walking away, but someone who remains at the door to our heart, the door to our being, the door to everything that we are. The example, the parable is the literal door, but that door is much more than a door that is opened with a doorknob, but instead opened with all that we have to open ourselves to the vulnerability of opening that door. I want you to consider a knock at your door right now while we're having this service. Not being able, you don't have a window on your door, there are no front windows. I just want you to picture that. Who's on the other side of that door? It's with great vulnerability that we would open it without saying, who is it? So I want you to factor all of that in. He stands at the door, waiting, not leaving, readied at all times for us. And he says he knocks. That is the invitation to accept or regret. Our theme, accept or regret. I stand at the door and knock. And that passes all responsibility to us. Some might interpret this, and it would be wisely, that this is the start of your relationship with Jesus Christ. And those who are even wiser understand that this is the maintenance of our relationship with Jesus Christ. He does not leave that door. He does not leave your side. He does not stop knocking ever. Behold, look at me, see me. I stand at the door and knock. Accept or regret. He goes on to say, if any man, if any woman, if anyone hear my voice, I'm calling out. Who is it? It's me, Jesus the Christ, your Savior. It's me, bringing all that you need. It's me. If any man will hear my voice and open the door, this is the culmination of our decision. Either to let that door stay shut or to open that door to welcome him in. I want you to hear this. This gives you the option, the choice, the decision to either accept or regret. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in to him. I will come in. If you open your door and welcome me, I will come into your situation. I will come into your house. I will come into your heart. I will come into your mind. I will come into your spirit. I will come into your being. We know that he says over and over, he'll come in and abide. He'll dwell with us. He'll give us from within him his spirit. We know all of that. But we also know there is a daily maintenance to this. And he stands at that door, waiting to be welcomed in to anything that we're challenged with in the moment. I will come into him and will sup with him. The most intimate. He's speaking to the intimacy of his relationship with us. We will sit at the table and break bread. And it goes on to say, so that there is a back and forth that's acknowledged and presented. And I will sup with him and he with me. I'm not coming in to be fed. I'm coming in to dine. There are people, I'm certain, in great need who might stand at a door and knock. And you open the door and you see the need and you might feed them. You might be so kind as to feed them, but they're not asking to sit at the table and sup with you. They just need. He who needs nothing is coming in to sup with us, to tend to us, not to be tended to. We have to understand something about this. This that we're reading is an invitation. This is his RSVP. And he is extending himself, standing at the door of our heart, standing at the door of our situations, standing at whatever it is you're going through. He is availing himself to us, but we must accept his RSVP. I'm not coming in. I'm going to let you know that I'm here. but I'm not coming in till you open the door. I'm going to read that verse together one more time. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in to him and will sup with him and he with me. Now, there are beautiful verses behind it. There are beautiful verses before it, but we're only going to read that one verse today. Revelation 3:20. Like I said earlier, there is no auto acceptance. There is no auto utilization. He's not pushing his way in. It is up to us to invite him into the situation. Now he'll provide the prompting, the knocking at the door. But he needn't knock. I want to be really clear about this because he says that he stands at that door. Sometimes I'm in my living room and I see someone go by our front window. And I know the next sound I hear is going to be a doorbell or a knock. He doesn't say, I walk to your front door and I knock. He says, I stand at the door. He'll knock to remind us, but he is always there. I want you to hear this. He is always there. His peace, for whatever situation you might be going through, maybe it's just life. Maybe it's just the environment in which we live that feels so disturbed. His peace is accessible, but we have to open the door. I find people with a heightened energy, and that's my euphemism of the day, with a heightened energy. It can certainly be described in more negative ways. People seem readied, and I'll let you take that sentence whichever direction you want to take it. But people seem readied. His love is available, but you have to open the door. Men are that they might have joy. His joy is intended for us. Not surprising, but you must open that door. I think of all that I go through. I think of this situation I'm asking you all to pray for. His help in all situations is extended to us. I stand at the door and I knock. You must open that door. He sees what you're going through. He sees what you're feeling. He sees the help you need, but you must open the door. There is a responsibility, an accountability to each one of us to invite him into our situations. After our game Friday night, a young man came up to me. Before our game, a young man came up to me and asked, "Can you change the face mask on my helmet?" So I thought to myself, this is our 9th game of the season. He's just asking me this and asking me literally 25 minutes before we're taking them out on the field. And so I told him, I'll take it home with me. He needs help. He opened the door. So I wasn't going to walk away, but I also have to do it in a manageable time. I find, and I took that helmet. I am a fixer, if you will. If something breaks in the house, before I pick up the phone, before I do anything, I try to fix it. And so by nature, when situations come up, my inclination is to fix it and not open the door. This verse is very personal to me. It's actually a personal indictment to me. Because my twitch My involuntary reaction is to fix it myself, and it can be so many things. And so I'm trained by self. This is my confession. This is not my pride speaking, but my embarrassment speaking, my humiliation speaking. Rather than outreaching immediately to the Lord, I try to fix. And he says to me, I stand at your door and I knock. And I've put the earplugs in my ears because I'm going to try to fix it first. So this message to me, accept or regret, unfortunately, I have regretted the slowness in which I've opened that door at times in the past. His forgiveness is offered to us, but you must open the door. And lastly, and this is the first reason I'm sure we all open that door, his salvation is freely given. But again, you must open the door. And each time we do or we don't, the theme is accept or regret. This is left to us. This message today is left to you. I've confessed a few things that I've fallen short in. I have to be more responsive, more reactive, more forthright in confessing to the Lord, I cannot do this. My joy has been taken from me. I don't love enough. I'm not forgiving others as you've forgiven me. I have to open that door. And when we do, and we look face to face with our Savior, there is no option left. If I keep that door closed and I don't have to look into those eyes in a proverbial way, in a figurative way, if I keep that door shut, I don't have to face the reality of what's imposed upon me, that I would love more, that I would bring joy more, that I would forgive more, that I would offer an invitation to others. He says our opening the door opens, invites, begins, enhances. And yet, there are times when I've left that door shut. I am imploring you today to be quick to open that door, to keep your ears attuned to his knocking, to allow him in. He's telling you by invitation only. Answer my RSVP. Will you accept it, or will you send your regrets and live in your regret? Our message today is simple. Accept or regret. I pray that each of us, not just you, but certainly based on what I've said to you this morning, that each of us would reach for the door to our hearts, to our souls, to our spirits, to our intimacy, to our vulnerability, and open that up and allow the Lord in, that he might bless you fully, and in blessing you, utilize you to bless others. This just in. Revelation 3:20 is sending you an RSVP. You have to respond or regret. May the Lord bless each one of you.